What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I've made my way down to Lamborghini Charlotte and behind me is a 2019 Lamborghini Huracan Performante Spyder. Huge shout out to them for providing the best of the Huracans for me today. I'll have their information down in the description below. They have a huge selection of Lamborghinis along with used supercars as well, so definitely check them out. The model that we're looking at today is finished off in Nero Noctis and has an MSRP just under $346,000. At the heart of the Performante is a mid-mounted 5.2 liter V10 engine. This is only paired to the 7-speed dual-clutch automatic with column-mounted paddle shifters. This engine produces 631 horsepower at 8,000 RPM and 442 pound-feet of torque at 6,500 RPM. It is all-wheel drive, weighs around 3,300 pounds, 0 to 60 is right around 2.3 seconds, and it has a top speed of 202 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity of 21.1 gallons, you can expect to see 14 miles per gallon in the city and 19 on the highway. The wheelbase measures 103.2 inches. It has an overall length of 177.4 inches. The width is 75.8 and it has a height of 45.9 inches. Starting up front, this has LED headlights and LED daytime running lights. Throughout the bumper, there are large cutouts to provide maximum airflow to the front-mounted radiators. The middle section of the bumper has forged carbon fiber with ALA printed on the top. This is Lamborghini's aerodynamic technology. You can see just above the carbon fiber, there are flaps that will deploy at speed to provide the best aerodynamics for the vehicle. This has 4 forward-facing sensors. The Lamborghini badge is nicely pressed into the top section of the bumper, making it very clean looking. And then working our way up to the hood, it features very clean lines running throughout it. This has a very aggressive appearance from the front, very low and wide at the same time. Moving to the side, this has the optional 20 by 8.5 inch wheels up front and 20 by 11 inches in the rear. They have a nice multi-spoke design to them with a bronze finish. Carbon ceramic disc brakes are in all 4 corners along with the red calipers. They have 6 pistons up front with the rotors measuring 14.9 inches and 4 pistons in the rear with 14-inch rotors. This has a double wishbone front suspension with coil springs. It can brake from 62 miles an hour to 0 in 106 feet. The body-colored side mirrors have a nice aggressive design to them and also provide with better aerodynamics. You can see the Performante badge in the lower section of the door, and the 3 colors underneath that gives it a really nice touch. Those stripes lead to an air inlet in the side skirt. Up above that we have the gas cap along with another air inlet providing more cooling to the engine. This also has the optional nose lift, which will raise and lower the front end to give you better clearance if needed. And being the Spyder, this does have the soft top retractable roof. It opens and closes in about 17 seconds and this can be done up to 30 miles an hour. And finishing up in the rear with the forged carbon fiber wing, this has ALA technology in it as well. There are vents underneath the wing. This will help direct airflow through the wing and exiting behind the vehicle to provide maximum aerodynamics. This has LED taillights. There's a backup camera just above the license plate along with 4 rear parking sensors. And right above that is the dual stainless steel exhaust surrounded with more forged carbon fiber. So that is going to finish up with the exterior walk around on the 2019 Lamborghini Huracan Performante Spyder. Comment down below, what do you think of the Performante? I absolutely love this spec. I love the bronze wheels against the black, and this car just has such an aggressive appearance to it with all the forged carbon fiber, the large wing, and the fact that you have the Spyder version, so you can put the top up and down. Overall, this is a really nicely spec'd out Performante, but now with the key, we'll go ahead and check out the interior. I'll just go ahead and unlock it, and as I walk up to the vehicle, I just push on the front of it there. You'll see the door handle up here, and we can go ahead and open it up. The door panel is completely finished off in Alcantara, has a really nice feel to it with red stitching running along the armrest. You have a little bit of storage space up underneath that. There's brushed aluminum on the release handle with your lock and unlock. You have all of your side mirror adjustments, so they are power folding and they have the heated option as well. Forged carbon fiber is on your grab handle, has a really nice look to it, and you can see there is 1 speaker just below that. Down on the door sill, you'll see Huracan spelled out. And then as we make our way inside to these sport bucket seats, they are completely finished off in Alcantara. You can see the Lamborghini logo in the headrest along with red stitching. Nice Y pattern running down the backrest along with down below. They have really aggressive bolstering support to them. And you have all the controls down on the side for your forward and back, recline and incline, along with the lumbar support. Once inside, we're greeted with a fully wrapped Alcantara steering wheel. It has a really nice feel to it and great notches on each side for good hand support. There's a red stripe right in the center up top. You have some gloss black down at the bottom. It has a flat bottom design to it as well. On the right side, you have your wiper blade controls. On the left side, you have your high beams along with your turn signals. You have a few other buttons here that will control the center screen, which I'll get to here soon, along with your different driving modes at the bottom. You have Strada, Sport, and Corsa. And then again, this has the column-mounted paddle shifters finished off in forged carbon fiber. They have a really nice design to them and are quite large. But now it's time to go ahead and bring this beast to life. So with my foot on the brake, we'll go ahead and flip up the engine start-stop button and go ahead and start it up. And with the vehicle on now, we'll go ahead and take a look at the gauge cluster here. It automatically starts up in Strada mode, so you can see the tach on the left side. You have your speedometer on the right side, along with some other vital information up top, and some settings on the far right and the far left. So using these buttons on the left side, you basically have a menu button in the center, and then you can scroll through each different setting for top and bottom. So just by using this button here, we'll start off with the Lamborghini logo on the left side. You have your miles until empty along with the outside temperature. Pushing on that button again, you'll see TPMS light up on the left side, and then you can scroll on that, look at your ALA system, how all the different technology is working with that. If we push on the center button again, it will pull up your trip and driving time along with your fuel consumption and average speed. And then just using those arrows, we can go to trip 1 along with the fuel consumption changing from miles per gallon to gallons per hour, which is kind of neat to see. Push on it again, we have the lap timer on the left side along with your average speed and max speed. And then one more time, we have your next service on the left side along with your battery voltage on the right. And then down below again with the driving mode. So I'm gonna go to Sport and then Corsa, and you'll see the gauge cluster change along with the exhaust note as you heard in the rev clips. And then going down into Corsa, it gets even deeper in the aggressive tone, and you can see the tach light up on the entire gauge cluster. Gives it a really nice look. So it's really cool to be able to toggle between those 3 different settings, and you can hear how quiet it is in Strada mode. To the left of the steering wheel, down in the footwell, you have 2 buttons here. This will open up the front storage space along with the engine compartment, and you can see there's more Alcantara surrounding everything. Nice aluminum toggle switches for the headlights and the brightness for the gauge setup. You have 1 air vent with more of the forged carbon fiber. It surrounds the entire dash and gauge cluster. There's more forged carbon fiber above that and red stitching. It's on the other 3 air vents as well. Nice red stitching running across the entire dash. And then right in the center, you'll see a nice little digital readout for some more vital information. Forged carbon fiber is surrounding all of that. Right in the middle, we have even more toggle switches. You have your driver and passenger windows to be able to control those up and down. You have parking sensors, the hazards right in the middle. You can turn off traction control, and you have the front nose lift right here. Just below that, we have all of the AC controls along with the heated seat adjustment. So you have 3 different settings for driver and passenger. And then using the AC controls, you'll see it pop up on this screen here. So I can go between the fan speed and the temperature just by clicking on this button here, and then using the dial in the center. So you can see the fan speed going up, and then if I push on that button again, it will change it to the temperature. So you have 1 dial that does 2 functions, which is nice to see. You have an auto and some other recirc buttons along with where you'd like the air to go on the right side there. On the right side, you can see radio, media. You have the power and volume button right in the center along with your voice recognition. On the left side, all these are for the center gauge cluster. So you have navigation, menu, your phone, a car setting along with back info, and a rotary dial. So using all of these controls right here, you'll see on the center gauge setup here, I'm on menu right now. So we can go between car, radio, media, navigation. I'm just gonna start on car. You can look at your vehicle settings along with your driver assist and any servicing or checking that needs to be done. Clicking on the back button, we can go down to navigation and pull that up so you're easily able to view that from the driver's seat. Down in the center, we have the engine start stop button, which I showed earlier. You can push through the center cutout here or flip it up as I did earlier. And then just behind that, this is how you go between reverse, park, park and drive. So with my foot on the brake, I'll go ahead and pull this all the way up, and you'll see the backup camera light up in the gauge cluster there. The lines do move with the steering wheel as well, which is nice to see. So you have a really good graphic for this vehicle. And I'll talk about the visibility differences with the top up and down here in a minute. Going back down to here again, you can just push on P for park. And then to go into drive, you'll just pull on the right paddle. That'll put you into first gear and automatic. And then just by pushing on the M button, you can toggle between automatic or manual mode using the paddle shifters. And then again, we'll just put it back into park. You have the electronic parking brake just behind that. The button on the right side will open and close the third window in the back, and then this will control the convertible top. Right in the center is a small armrest with more Alcantara and red stitching. There's a little bit of storage space behind that, along with some other power outlets and a CD player right in the middle. The entire backing is covered in Alcantara with more of the red stitching, gives it a really nice look. As we make our way over to the glove box, you definitely have a good amount of room in here and a really nice design running along the top section of that with Lamborghini on the right side. And if you didn't notice, there's a graphic here for a cup holder, so I'm just gonna push on that and you have one cup holder for this vehicle nicely hidden away. That's really cool how they integrated it into that design there. We'll take another look at the Alcantara seats with the red running down the middle of them. And then up top, this has the dome light switches along with some garage door buttons and the frameless rear view mirror. So last up, we'll go ahead and check out the front storage compartment. Again, I'll just push this button on the top. There is a latch just up underneath the front of it. We can go ahead and open this up. You have a toolkit on the left and the right side, along with a 12 volt, a dome light of course, and then an easy hookup to be able to put this on a battery tender. And you actually have a decent amount of room for a backpack or two. So being the Spyder version, this is all the storage space that you get other than the glove box. You definitely have plenty of room for two people. For a nice weekend trip or something like that, you have the available storage space, and then we can just go ahead and close it up. So it's time to get in the Performante now and show you the differences with the top up and the top down. Again, I'm just gonna push this handle to open it up. Honestly, I haven't seen a difference with the top up and down. It doesn't really hinder you much having this bar right here with it down. It's just like getting in any other normal vehicle. But obviously with the top down, you have plenty of space to even hop into the car and not worry about that. But it's really easy to get in and out with the top up nonetheless. But talking about all of the interior materials now with forged carbon fiber, Alcantara, the stitching, everything is just super nice about the interior. I forgot to show this earlier. You have Performante on each seat on the sides. Very nice to see that. And Huracan pops up here when the vehicle is off, and of course shows you all of your AC and other vital information when the car is on and running. Talking about the visibility, let's go ahead and just shut this door real quick. You have a nice window on the front section there, so plenty of visibility in front of the mirrors. They are pretty wide and aggressive, so it's nice to have that space to see. And you can see they have the hexagon shape to them, as does most everything else. The air vents have it. It's on the steering wheel here. Everything has a hexagon somewhere in the design. It's across the top of the dash portion there too, which is really nice to see. But you have great visibility on this side as well. And then looking out of the back, even with the top up, you have a nice glass there, and the wing in the back isn't too large, so you have good visibility for this car, but it does help to have the backup camera. So we're in the coupe now, and just to show you, there is a window here that you're missing in the Spyder. Just gives you a little bit more side visibility. This bulkhead here is a little bit lower as well, and you can see the view out of the rear. Even with the wing, they basically have the same visibility out of the back glass there. So you're compromising a little bit for the Spyder version, but it is still usable. But other than that, the interior is really nice. I love the seating position. These paddles are so large. It feels like you're hunkered down in a go-kart right now with the steering wheel basically right up here at you. It's not too large either, so you have a nice grip on the steering wheel with the paddles right behind it. And I love switching between the driving modes. As you heard the exhaust, I couldn't imagine getting this out on the road and driving it between those different modes. This is definitely a beast of a car to be able to drive. So hopefully one day that will happen. Very clean center here. There's not too many buttons. Everything is really easy to use. So it's a really clean design. You have more piano black and forged carbon to the side, along with more leather and stitching. And now we'll go ahead and just take one last look from the passenger side, because there is something I haven't shown you just yet. Obviously the door panel has the Alcantara stitching and forged carbon. Has a really clean look to it. But down in the passenger footwell, you have a little net here for extra storage space, and a hidden compartment here with a little cup holder and a little bit more storage space behind that. So you have the option to put a few things back there, which is nice to see, along with the glove box storage space. Really nice looking interior. I absolutely love everything about the interior. Well, that's gonna wrap up taking a look at the 2019 Lamborghini Huracan Performante Spyder. So comment down below, what do you think of the Performante compared to the competitors? I would absolutely get this car. It is phenomenal. I couldn't imagine getting it out on the road. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button. Definitely check out Lamborghini Charlotte. I'll have their information down in the description below. And I'll see you guys next video.